My name is Gloria de Leon, and my guest today is Ely Mesa. Hello, Ely.
Hi.
Ely is a producer and friend, and I'm so excited you're here. This is a very special episode. Sorry, yes, thank you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. This is super cool. I'm super excited to be here.
Thank you. I'm really excited because this is a very special Halloween episode. It's all about los costumes.
Yes.
And
yes.
we're gonna try. So the last episode we tried to do a YouTube video, and then my iPad, which is what I was recording on, only recorded 20 minutes and then died. So sorry for anyone who wanted to see it, but this one is gonna be more exciting because it has visuals.
Yes. Look at these costumes.
Yes. This episode is all going to be about costumes, right? So novelas have some of the best costume departments.
Yes, absolutely.
And, I mean, there's so many kinds of novelas.
I'm a fan of the period piece.
Yes, the
Yes,
period
yes,
piece
yes.
ones.
Let me bring out my parasol.
Oh, she showed up with a parasol,
Yes.
y'all.
Yes.
Lacy.
Not playing.
It is lacy. It is going to keep out only the slightest bit of sun.
Yeah. Seriously. I'm gonna burn out there. I'm gonna burn out there for sure.
Yeah, where is Doña Regina, Jimena, the Jimena? Where is she on her way to with that parasol?
Maybe to like a neighbor's hacienda. I don't know.
Okay,
maybe.
for a little stroll.
Yeah. She's meeting somebody for lunch, maybe.
She's a lady who lunches.
Yes, absolutely.
What are your favorite costumes, like, talking about period pieces, like, what do you think of?
I love, what's it called? We've got her right here. Where is she?
Oh, we've got a bunch of references here.
Corazón Salvaje.
Oh, yes, Corazón Salvaje. I'm going to take my hat off because
Yeah.
it's making my head very
Do it.
warm.
Lord.
Corazón Salvaje, yes. Okay, let's talk about Corazón Salvaje and their costumes. So we have in Corazón Salvaje, we had Aimee and Monica, who are the two young women. And they have the corsets everywhere.
Yeah.
Corsets
Gotta love
galore.
the corsets. Got the girls out.
Keep them up high.
Got the big skirts. I love it.
Yes.
And the parasols. And the fans.
Oh, everything. And then Monica was in a convent for a while. So she had to wear like very like muted clothes, and then she came back from the convent, and she was still like, her outfits were still very like good girl, but like, you know, poofy skirts and all that.
Yeah.
But you knew that like Aimee was like the kind of the slutty one, because she had like, weirdly enough, white, even though culturally white is like purity.
Yes.
Weirdly enough, when women wear tight white clothes in novelas, it's usually a villain. Like,
ooh.
Yeah, like, I don't know if you've noticed
I
that.
haven't noticed that, but that makes complete sense. Maybe it's more of like a what's the word? Like you're hiding in this like it's a wolf in sheep's clothing.
Maybe there's something about like the maybe it's like the sheerness of like white clothing.
Yeah,
it's
like come for me, look at me.
Yeah, it's like I'm covered up, kinda.
Just
like,
enough.
Yeah. What comes to mind is like Aimee shows up a lot in Corazón Salvaje in her like you know those like long underwear that are like.
Yes, the nightgowns.
Yeah, nightgowns.
Like, look at me. Oh my gosh, I just came out of my bedroom.
Yeah.
Like, I'm looking so indecent, but I'm so just ready.
Yes. And then, like, they're always running into water when they're wearing those things.
I know, yeah, so they could be nice and sheer.
Yes. Both Monica and Aimee are, like, always, like, running into water in their nightgowns.
The sex on the beach scenes.
Yes. And then, like, let's talk about the male costumes in Corazón Salvaje. Because Corazón Salvaje had basically like two male characters, and that was the like proper son of the wealthy man. And then there was Juan del Diablo.
Oh,
and
right,
he was like the
bastard.
pirate.
Oh,
yeah. He was like the bastard son of the wealthy man.
Who was a pirate also.
And was a pirate. And essentially, his whole costume was essentially just being shirtless. Like the whole time.
Yeah, yum. No.
And he also had like those kind of like sheer white poofy shirts.
Yes, it's giving me Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
What are some of your favorite costumes when you think of novelas?
Okay, well, if we're gonna go iconic, I have to go with Cuna de Lobos, Catalina Krill, because you cannot see.
She's so scary.
Oh my gosh, she's so scary.
Yeah.
Because now, like, if I see an eye patch, like, I don't think pirate. I think Catalina Krill. And, like, the eye patch is such an important plot point in that novela.
What is going on with that? Like, is she? Yeah, and it's like just there, covering her eye. It's not held back by anything.
No,
it's just.
I don't know how it's on her eye. I don't know. I wonder if there was a person whose entire job in that novela was her eye patches.
Yeah.
Because they always matched her outfits.
Ooh.
She even had like patterned ones, and then like someone else must have been in charge of her doña hair.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know how they make it. They use the same kind of magic to keep her eye patch in place as they use to keep her hair in place.
Yeah. No, that takes work right there.
It's like she's like it's like a donut almost, like on her head.
There's a movie that comes to mind, or maybe it's like it gives me Victorian type of Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf type of fun donut situation. Yeah.
And like that novela happened in like the 70s or something. So it's not like a period piece.
No.
But her hair is
because she's a doña, and so it needs to have a look.
Yeah.
It needs to be a look.
Yeah. And then have you seen there's a new Cuna de Lobos? There's like a modern one,
No.
and it's really good. But that is my one complaint is that I believe it's Paz Vega that plays Catalina Krill, and she's wonderful. She's a good actress, but she just doesn't have that like doña authority.
Right.
And that was why Catalina Krill was so scary.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, she looks like a pirate.
Yeah. There's something about her you're like, you don't want to mess with her.
Yeah.
You don't. Yeah. Just.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I mean, she killed like everyone in that novella. It was straight up Halloween serial killer vibes. There's so many good ones. Going back to Corazón Salvaje, sometimes we talk about how women get typecast and they always play like the same role.
Mm-hmm.
And we've seen that with a lot of actresses. But I feel for men, Eduardo Palomo's like the one most consistent case of someone who gets typecast. His luscious long hair, I think for sure, is the reason he was cast in most shirtless roles. He was a great Juan del Diablo.
Yes.
And then Ramona.
Yes. Whoa. Yes.
So, Ramona mixes those, it also is kind of a period piece, but it's not, that one takes place here in California, and it deals with like relationships between like the indigenous people of California, the Californios / the Mexicans / the like Spanish / the white people. So we still have those costumes for Kate del Castillo, who plays Ramona. She was a Mexican woman, so she was for some of the novela dressed as a Spanish style, like
we're talking. I feel like she would have a parasol in this outfit with this hat and.
Yeah, for sure, like colonizer kind of clothing.
Yes.
But then as the novela, as the drama unfolds, you find out that she's mixed and she's half indigenous. And then we have
look changes.
Yes. So then we have what is essentially like a Pocahontas look. Look, the novela costumes are that. They're costumes. Mm-hmm. And as amazing as they are, they also kind of border on cultural appropriation.
Just a wee bit, yeah. It's like, okay, yeah, no, very much on the nose with this look that they give her. Her hair is down, and she's got this, like, Arizona-looking, like, jewelry.
Yeah.
For lack of a better word.
Yeah, she's got, like, the headband. It's very Pocahontas.
Yes.
And it's funny because, last time I was doing the podcast, I was recording with Karina, who pointed out that in El Clon, which is the one we did last episode, Jade's outfit, this takes place in Morocco, and she's a Muslim woman who's doing like a belly dance type thing, and her outfit is like suspiciously close to Jasmine's outfit from
now that you mention it, absolutely.
So I wonder how much influence that had, because clearly, like, Ramona looks like Pocahontas.
Yes.
And then Jade, I mean, her outfit is Princess Jasmine.
Yes.
Like, it's all Princess Jasmine.
Yeah. Wow.
I mean, I don't know if it was intentional or it's just like that's what's in our.
I wonder if it's something about it is like a mix of it's what we know, so it's easy to kind of just keep going with it, or just. I
mean, you're a producer, so you tell me, like, with your producer vibes, like, is this something that I don't know, like, comes up? Is this like, are there shorthand ways of distributing information? Is this something that would happen, like, on a set?
I would say there is, but I feel like it would be something that would be maybe taken into account for, like, background.
Oh,
not
I see.
Like the main character. I would think there would be more development and consideration as far as what their look is and what their hair, makeup, what their costumes, their outfits look like. But yeah, something tells me maybe because it's something that we know this was what released in 2010, so
yeah,
there is that kind of like established look that we all kind of know with Middle Eastern archetypes, I guess, but only because there's movies. I mean, not that they're accurate at all, but it's something that we've already kind of seen.
Right, and it has nothing to do with accuracy. It has to do with how global Disney is, really. Yeah. I mean, we had Hunchback, which the portrayal of Esmeralda. Esmeralda was the very first brown princess I ever saw. So for me, Esmeralda was the one that I could play, right? She had the big hair, like I had big hair, like so. It didn't as a kid. So at the time, like I didn't know anything about like the Roma people or like what their customs were, and I was playing like a gypsy for Halloween, like for like 8 Halloweens in a row because I just loved Esmeralda. I mean, it just. Everything about her outfit was like so much fun. Like she had the jingly,
the poofy white blouse and the gorgeous brown hair.
Yes.
Yeah. No, for sure.
I mean, El Clon has so much attention to detail when it comes to making the costumes accurate to our interpretation of what it should be, not necessarily accurate to what it is, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, that's definitely the feel that I'm getting with this photo of her and the reference.
Okay, were there ever any like costumes that you were like, why?
This Maria Isabel one comes to mind a little. When you compare that to other indigenous clothing, it's so bright that kind of tripped me out. It weirded me out when I saw it after the fact.
The way they use her costume is really interesting because when she starts out in the novela, like she has her world is like her home, right? So the character identifies with like her indigenous roots, and then she leaves her house and then she falls in love with like a man who is not indigenous at all, and she's working as his servant, and obviously she has to change her outfit, and then through a weird you'll have to go back and watch the Maria Isabel episode because through like a weird series of events she ends up like marrying this guy.
Right.
I don't know if you remember the novela, but they get married like way too soon. I mean, she'd been in love with him for a really long time, but he basically just like I don't remember if he lost or he found out that his girl was cheating on him, or it was the time when his daughter ran away or something. He felt alone. The point is he was alone for like 2 minutes, and then he turned around and he was like in love with her, right? Because he was lonely because he had no one else now in his life, and so he decides he wants to marry her, and of course she's been in love with him forever. So then their eyes meet for like 20 minutes, and then they get married, and then she she changes like everything about herself, and
right.
so
she goes through that like photo shoot, like Sears catalog photo shoot, star shots moment of like changing with the makeup and the hair is all smoothed out and big and
I mean, it's the removal of her identity, right?
Yeah.
And then like part of the problem in the novela was that he starts kind of seeing this other girl who is more like sophisticated or whatever, but like he doesn't change at all for her. Like it's all her, and I think like that's seen through like the costuming as well, because as we see her lose like articles of clothing that whether authentic or not that were tied to her culture, like that's her losing her ties to everything, and then eventually she does go back, and I think she recognizes that and she's like losing it. Like your outfit is so ridiculous right now, because you're like your old lady fro. It looks like Sophia.
Yeah, from the Golden Girls. I love it. And I'm currently in season 1 right now.
Yeah.
Of the Golden Girls. So I was like, yes, I want the wig.
Yes. I just wish it was like colder so we could fully both be in our outfits without being like, it's so hot in here. Oh, there you go.
Hit the fan. You want to say that? Ooh, sorry.
It's a fan action.
Don't let me hit the mic.
Man, how did these like the ranchera women like go out there in the hot sun and like the hat?
I have no idea, but I love the look. I really do. Yeah.
Maybe I'm wearing too much clothing.
Right.
They were usually wearing less.
Yeah. Maybe with some like Daisy Dukes. Switch it up from the jeans to like shorts. Yeah, to shorts or something. Yeah. Although, I mean, if I'm out there working though, you know. And you're on the horse, that's not, I know. That's not going to feel good, maybe.
Maybe because the ranchos were in colder places.
Perhaps. Yeah.
They were in the valley.
No.
San Fernando Valley. It has been miserably hot these past couple of days.
Seriously.
Oh my gosh, did you see Baila Conmigo?
I did not know.
I feel like you're too young for Baila Conmigo, because I was very young when this one came out. Oh yeah, 92.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think I was like 4 or 5.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, so much fun. Okay, you have to, I'll find it and then we can watch it.
Yes.
Baila Conmigo is all poodle skirts and like greasers.
I can get down with that.
It is, what is that, Grease?
Yes.
It's Grease in novela form.
I love that. Oh, yeah.
And it takes, like, all of the kind of tropes of that time, and it basically replays them in Spanish.
That's fun. Yeah. I love the looks, the poof skirts and the rock and roll music, and it does the whole kind of rock and roll show.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
It does, yeah. So it's, I mean, it's a lot of, like, basically people who then went on to do a lot of more famous things. They were really young. It's like that like generation that had like Vivi Gaitán and like Paulina Rubio, Andrea Legarreta, Eduardo Capetillo. Like I think this might have been where Eduardo Capetillo and Vivi Gaitán met.
Oh really?
I think so.
Did I tell you about the time I saw them at the mall? Yes, and I recognized them. You guys, this was so funny and so embarrassing. I was working at this loose leaf tea store. I was working retail at Fashion Valley Mall in San Diego.
Okay, I was going to ask which mall.
Yeah, it was Fashion Valley Mall in San Diego. This was like 10, 11 years ago, and I was like giving them samples of tea, and I was like, these people look familiar. Like, hold up, I know they're Latinos. I was like, they look like family friends. I feel like I've known them forever. And I was like, oh my God, it's Vivi Gaitán. I was like, oh my God. And her husband, oh my God, they're still together. Oh my God. I was like, come here. Do you guys want some tea? I was just like, they were super sweet. And they're like, yeah, we'll come back. And gave me like, they were super sweet. Gave me like little winks and left and never came back. I don't blame them. I don't blame them.
Wow. Well, I mean, she kind of dropped off the face of the earth for a long time. So I'm glad to know she's around and she's doing well.
Yeah, they're doing fine. They're lovely folks.
Shopping for tea.
Yeah.
That's good. Well, yeah, in this one, I think they were the love interests in this one. So that might have been where they met. We also had like Alexis Ayala, one of his earliest roles. He was very much like the rebel without a cause.
Oh,
like
yes, the James Dean.
Yes, exactly. Yes. Like Mexican James Dean.
Love that.
And like he had
yeah, and the hair, that hair, yes.
Yes, the hair, the jacket.
Did you ever dress up? Ever do like a 50s?
Oh, 100%.
Nice. Yeah.
Yes.
I think I did that for like a performance in elementary school a few times. Yeah, fun little dances.
What did you
and everything.
Perform?
I think it was like every grade had to do like a dance.
Oh.
So I think it might have been. I think it was 5th grade. Yeah, and we had to do it like a swing thing, and I had a teacher come and teach us, and it was really difficult trying to have a kid that was like my size also trying to like do the little like side whoop thing. I was like, I felt so uncomfortable and. It was really funny, but yeah.
Was it like for the parents and like who?
It was, I think, a assembly. Yeah, it was like a yearly assembly thing, and so every year we did a different one. I think we did like a Filipino tiki tiki dance in like 4th grade with our teacher, Miss Modelo, who's Filipino. She was super sweet.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, and then in 5th grade we did like a 50s rock and roll type of swing thing, and it was fun because we. Got the skirts made, got the shoes with the little socks and the little shirts and stuff.
Was so fun in clothes. Probably not great in everything else.
Yeah.
Not great probably for women or people
not
of
for
color.
Women.
But
no, but the clothes were fun.
But yeah, so like there was speaking of like how clothes really make the characters. So one of the storylines I loved in Baila Conmigo was that there was a character whose name was Clarita. And so she was like kind of like she was a child star, but she like kind of grew up, but she was like making tons of money as a child star, and so she had this like kids show, and she would do like la rana hace cro cro. So like all these kids would come to her show, and she was super famous, and she was like raking it in, right? But then she's like, now she's an adult, and she's still like having to do the same thing,
song and dance.
Aww, and so her mom like kind of controlled like her.
Yes,
her
she was like,
thing.
no, we have to stick to this. You have to stick to this. But she breaks away from it, right?
She does. Yes. And so like her mom would make her dress in like little girl poofy skirts and like little colitas. Oh, and then so she decides she's done, but she's like scared of her mom, so she turns into, from Clarita she turns into Clarissa. So behind her mom's back she gets herself like a pencil skirt, and then she gets her like a little like halter shirt, and she starts doing rock and roll.
I love that look. Yes, that's so fun.
And so she's played by Stephanie Salas, who is I believe she's a niece of Alejandra Guzman, so one of the most famous rock and roll women out there, and she's a great singer as well in her own right. And Stephanie Salas played this like little girl character, and then she's this rocker.
Breaks out of her show.
Yeah, and
awesome.
She has this song called Tonterías, and that's her like rockera song. She's like, Tonterías. So her visual transformation is really cool. But it was also cool because she would do it like on a regular basis, because at home she was so Clarissa.
Oh, right. Clarita,
And then she'd go and do these rock shows as Clarissa, and she'd have to like do all the hijinks that come with
yes, having this like dual identity.
Yeah.
That's fun. That's a lot of fun. It's like no.
Yeah, so that one was a lot of fun. Yeah. We also have just like we have like the tropes for men too, like we're talking about Eduardo Palomo and like his luscious hair. There's a Colombian novela called the Uga Uga. I don't know if you're...
No, yeah, what is that?
So I only remember seeing bits and pieces of it when my parents were watching it, and I really need to find it because it looks like essentially a Tarzan storyline.
Yeah, with that little bikini bottom he's wearing.
This man.
His little loincloth, yeah.
Yes, as much, like, I feel kind of bad for him, but also, like, I appreciate that he's doing something that women have had to do, like, forever, yeah, in everything, like, like there's a show like My Name Is Earl. I don't know if you've ever seen that show. It's great. I love the show. It's funny, but it so bothers me that like I think past season, at the end of season 1, Catalina, who's like the only Latina character on there, who's like a fantastic actress and she has these great moments, she gets a job as a stripper, like, at the end of the season, and then all of the remaining seasons, every episode, she's in, like, a bikini, her, like, stripper outfit. And I'm like, she's not even working right now.
Yeah. No, yeah. So, why does that make sense? It's like, oh, she's coming back from the groceries.
Yeah, like, she doesn't have to dress like that all the time, and I feel bad for her, because I'm like, she probably just wants to wear regular clothes.
Right? Yeah. Give her a hoodie.
I know.
Give her a hoodie. It's going to be okay.
I know.
The boobs are still there.
Right? Thank you.
They're not going anywhere.
Yes. And so, like, I feel, like, bad, but also I feel, like, kind of satisfied to know that, like, this poor man who's playing El Uga Uga, which I don't even know what his name is on the show. It's called El Uga Uga. And so... So, yeah, he's just wearing his
Mr.
whole
Tarzan.
wardrobe is just his loincloth, which now I'm going to pay a lot of attention because I want to know, does he switch out the loincloth? Does he have more than one loincloth?
I mean, I would hope costumes would have more than one for him now.
Yes, that's true. Is he wearing socks? Oh, no, I think those are, like, homemade shoes or something.
Are there... Oh, I thought they were, like, anklets.
Oh, you're right. I think you're right. They are anklets. Yeah, I think he's wearing anklets and a loincloth and maybe arm bands.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh.
Who's this guy?
Yes. That is Pedro el Escamoso. Props to Colombian novelas who have some of the best characters and most ridiculous costumes. This is Pedro el Escamoso, and I think he thinks he's real suave.
He's giving me like Miami Vice right now, just a little.
Yeah, his
kind of sexy.
In the picture that we're looking at of him right now, he's wearing a shirt which in turn has shirtless men on his shirt. And it's tucked in real tight, and his pants are real tight.
Yeah, they are. This is 2001. Is it set in the 80s?
No.
Oh.
I believe it
present
is
day?
set present day.
Oh.
And he's got, like, this rockin' mullet.
Yeah. I think, that's why I thought it was more of a 80s piece.
No, it's not a throwback.
No, okay.
Nope.
All right. Well, good for you. You do you, Pedro.
Yeah. So I need to watch this one because I definitely need to do an episode on Pedro el Escamoso because I just remember, again, little snippets, and it was hilarious. And this man walks around with the confidence of someone who has better hair and better clothes. Ooh. So
Yeah, definitely. Gotta do an episode on this guy.
I wonder,
what is it about?
What were the instructions for his costumers? Like, how do you find a shirt like this?
Yeah.
Like, do you think they made that shirt, or they found a shirt that had pictures of strong shirtless men on it?
I don't know. I feel like that they had to have found that pattern somewhere.
Right?
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, props to them, man. Because, I mean, they also, Colombia also, I think this is the same company that did Betty la Fea.
Yes!
Which, in all of its iterations, Betty la Fea, we find out, is really not fea at all. No. She's just, her costumers are really good at picking out really terrible things.
Yes, it's the cardigans. Yes, it's the loose clothing. Mm-hmm. Yes, covering everything and
Yeah.
The glasses, because I guess glasses make you ugly.
Yeah, apparently. in this world, right? And, like, she doesn't pick glasses that look good on her face. And, like, look, I'm not good at picking things, right? Mm-hmm. I often walk out the door really hoping I'm not making a fool of myself and then just going, oh, well. But it takes a special skill to pick out the combination of things that, like, Pedro el Escamoso wears, that Betty la Fea wears.
Yes.
So, props to Colombia and their novelas.
They got the comedy down. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, let's talk about my rancho look, because there's a few rancho novelas.
Yes.
Okay, what do you need to be a good rancho? Because rancho novelas are always about, like, a woman who owns a rancho, right?
Yeah. It's like two people, or it's like two families rivaling, maybe, fighting over the land. Sometimes it's like this one ranchero versus this patrona and stuff, and they're enemies, they're sworn enemies, but guess what? They fell in love. Yeah. And now it's like, no, I can't fall for you. No, I'll never love him. Yeah. Because sworn enemies, right?
Right.
Yeah. But there's got to be lots of horses. There's got to be lots of plaid. You need a lot of plaid. You need a lot of sombreros, a lot of different hats.
Vests seem to be a very very common thing.
Yeah. I like a good, like, tight-fitted denim vest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Put that on. Yeah.
Okay.
Or the long sleeve button-ups, too, also look really classy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Long sleeve denim shirt on
hey.
on a guy. That's
denim
a good
denim.
rancho. That's a good rancho look.
Yeah. What's that called? The, like, Canadian... Canadian tuxedo? Yeah, Canadian tuxedo. Yeah. I don't mind it.
I feel like Francisco Gatorno wore a few Canadian tuxedos during his stay at this when he was on La Dueña.
Oh, and you can't forget the belts. The belts,
and
the belt buckles. Yes.
Yes.
The belt buckles. And the boots.
Yeah,
and the
some good boots.
Mm-hmm.
Some good boots for walking around all that dirt.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever been go on?
No, I just I just worry about that much white in in the rancho.
Yeah.
Yeah. What were you gonna say?
Boots. Do you have a style that's your favorite? Do you wear them often?
I like a good flat boot because I'm not good in heels, and so if I'm wearing boots, I want to feel like these are my business boots, right? I can't do business in heels. It's too fragile. I'll fall.
I feel you. Yeah.
Yeah. So I need a good, like, solid flat boot.
Nice.
What about you?
I had these boots that I got years ago that I would always wear when I was working on set. So much so that I had a few friends call me, like, Little Boots was my nickname.
Oh, that's adorable, Ellie.
I love them. And I wore those to, like, the death. I remember I got them on sale at, like, TJ Maxx or at Marshall's or something, and I was like, I don't care, I'm spending, like, the last, like, $100 or $80 in my bank account, I don't care. And I wore them, like, to the death. Like, they were so beat up and worn out and were missing, like, part of the little buckle pieces that were on it, but those, they were loved and they were used well. If you ever
move to a rancho, I'll get you some boots so that you can ride on your horse.
Yeah, I'd love some cowgirl boots.
Yeah. And the hat, you gotta have the hat.
Oh, yes.
Because how are we gonna know that you're not, how are we gonna know you're not a city girl?
That's right.
Unless you have a hat.
I need the hat,
Yeah.
My grandpa always wore a hat.
Oh, yeah?
He always, like, he always had, like, very, like, fresh, like, pressed button-up shirts.
Okay.
And, like, his nice pants and his belt buckle, his belt, and his, like, sombrero, his hat.
Now, did your grandfather live in a rancho?
He did, when he was little. He was born in San Bernardino County, and then when he was, like, 5 or 4, was taken to Mexico to be raised by his grandparents, because both of his parents worked on the farms and stuff.
So he probably has a little rancho love story.
Yeah.
Those are the best. Are there any others that are, like, sticking out in your mind that you're like, oh my god, like, those are ones that...
Marimar.
Oh, Marimar, yeah, who appeared, like, as a mermaid
Appeared to be a mermaid sometimes, and I was like, I'm not mad at it. As a sucker, as a Disney kid who loves Little Mermaid.
Yeah. She's not a mermaid, though. Like, that's the first point, like, we need to stress.
Never, ever.
Like, she was, like, this story has nothing to do with her being a mermaid. She's not a mermaid. But, like, I think, was it the credits?
Yeah, no, it was the entrada.
Yeah.
The entrada had her, like, you know, in the water, of course, getting all wet and splashy, and then coming out of the water with all the, like, shells, the beach shells covering her breasts. And, and, at one point, she's, like, sitting on the rock, like Ariel and Little Mermaid, just, like, flapping this little, like, fake fin.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to recall, because...
I was like, wait, okay, yeah, she, like, lives by the beach and whatever, and then she moves to the city and falls in love with this guy or something or other, or he finds her by the beach.
She has, I mean, all of her looks are so iconic. And, like, her Mariela del Barrio with her stupid little hat.
Yeah, I know. I wanted to make you one at work. I was like, let me get some paper mache or some cardboard and come in with a little crown for Gloria.
When Delia, who's my regular co-host, when we first started doing the podcast, our very first...
I heard her. She said she wanted a crown. I wanted to bring her as a crown.
Our very first photo shoot we did, we had to pick, we each picked, like, a character, and so she made the little hat, and she wore the little glove, and, like, all her pictures were, like, adorable. So on point. I mean,
so cute.
That stupid little hat.
Yeah.
I mean, because you see the hat, and, like, you think Mariela del Barrio, like, that's... And I don't know why she wore it. Like, she was just, like... it was her outfit to like find stuff to eat, right?
Like, she was on her little scavenger hunts.
Yeah. She was like on just trying to figure out life, and I don't know why she had that hat.
I have to say, when I was a kid, her and Lucero, like their hair, their long hair, I was like, I want hair like that all the time.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so secretly, I was about 16 or 17 years old when I realized I wasn't going to grow up to have Lucero hair. Because I thought you could just grow up to have it. I didn't know. Because, like, I imagined, you know, a version of myself when I was older, and I had, like, Lucero, Thalia, Gloria Trevi, like, all people with, like, these, like, you know, essentially it's all, like, wavy.
Big, wavy, voluminous, curly.
Yeah. Kind of dirty blonde.
Yeah.
Which is not my hair at all. And yeah, I was about 16 when I was like, I don't think this is going to happen.
I mean, we could always give you a perm.
I was about 10 years old when my older sister had her quince.
Oh.
And that's when I learned that if you make tiny little braids and then you take them out, it gives you an illusion of like wavy.
The waves, the beach waves. Yeah, like this right here. Yeah, the Marimar.
Like her Marimar beach hair. Mm-hmm. So I did that for my sister's quince, except that my hair's not wavy. So what I ended up having was a giant poof of hair for my sister's quince. It was so big. It was out of control.
How long was your hair?
It was probably about as long as it is now. So it's about like my waist level.
Oh my gosh.
And, you know, because I had seen at that point, I think it was when Los Parientes Pobres had just come out with Lucero. She had just done... I think maybe Lazos de Amor, where she plays like 3 different people.
Oh my god, yes.
And so like that one was one where like they had to talk about, I mean, they probably had to discuss how do we separate.
That high ponytail.
Oh my god,
sweet.
yes.
That high ponytail had a hold on many women.
Oh my god. So I had the Lucero original curl. That was what I wanted, right? But I also didn't know how to fix it, you know? So even when I did my little trencita thing, I brushed it out. Which every person listening to us who has a curly hair right now
just goes like out white.
I was like Hermione season 1 or like
yes, the first Harry Potter movie.
Very first Harry Potter movie, Hermione hair. But then Lazos de Amor came out, and she had those like, because there was 3 different characters, and then one she was like regular Lucero, and then one she was like the kind of like good girl who I think she was blind.
Yes, the blind one that had her hair like in a clip, half up, half down situation. Yes.
So she's like she's good
nice
girl.
One. She's the sweet one.
I don't know why half up hair is the nice one.
half up hair with a cardigan and a t-shirt. It's got to be like collar crew cut.
Yes, yeah. So she was the nice one.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And then, but the hair, the ponytail, and like the evil one.
Yes. Ooh. That is a very sleek, chic look.
Yes, and her hair was so long, and she looked like she could hurt somebody.
Yeah. For
sure. Oh, I love that Lucero. Like, evil Lucero.
She scares me.
I know. She's so good. I love her.
Yeah. Speaking of evil.
Yeah.
You know who we need to talk to?
Which one?
Talk
Which one?
About... Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, yes. Soraya. You know what? The villains always have the best hair.
They really do. Yeah.
The good girls get costumes, but the villains get the hair.
Oh, yes.
For sure.
Look at this. Yes. Yeah.
Soraya's, like, poof, her, like, side swoosh is so high. Like...
It hides all her secrets.
Yeah, like, how? Right?
Yeah.
And, like, she has that, like, really... Like, I don't know how to describe it other than, like, snobby girl makeup. Like, she's a snob and you know it, and I don't know how to do that with makeup.
I think there's something to be said about the villains wearing red lipstick, that it's like, it's this type of demeanor that you're like, ooh, That one. We gotta watch out for that one.
Yeah. She's bold.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love a red lip, but yes.
Yeah, and I mean, because Soraya had a bunch of different outfits, right? She didn't stick to one thing. She's also just very fancy. But, like, her hair was, like, Soraya hair, right? Mm-hmm. So, like, that short kind of...
to the shoulder cut, straight, and then, like, head does this little winged out look. Yes.
When I think of Itati Cantoral, it's Soraya. Like, that's who it is. Like, I know she's done other things, but that's who I think, that's who everybody thinks of.
Yeah, she's iconic.
Yeah. Do you remember Mística from Maria Mercedes?
No. Tell me.
She was not super memorable. She was not like a big villain. I don't remember her that much, but I do remember her outfit because it looks, again, we go back to like, was this influenced? Because it is Jessica Rabbit in black. I mean, except like it like high, instead of having it like, because Jessica Rabbit has like
low cut,
it's like a heart shaped low cut, and then Mística has like, it's like up higher, but it's that shiny ass like sequined, very fitted dress, and red, like the red hair, big red hair, and those gloves.
The gloves. Look at that.
I mean, that's Jessica Rabbit.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's funny because she always wore that, like always. Like she didn't wear that to a event.
It wasn't just like someone's wedding or a party or whatnot.
Like you pop into her house and you're like, hey, how's Mística doing? And they're like, oh, let me go get her, and she's in that dress.
Maybe the budget was tight on costumes.
I know, like, yeah, one good one.
Yeah. Sticking her in that.
Maria, this is from Maria Mercedes, and at one point she goes to her house and she even makes a joke about it because she's like, oh, you and your stanky ass outfit. She's like, he's probably smells.
Oh my god.
Mística's like, I have more than one, you idiot. And I'm like, I don't think she does.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's good that they pointed out. That's so funny.
Yeah, she is like a cartoon character as a person. Oh, okay. Ooh. Yes, El extraño retorno de Diana Salazar. I mean...
those contacts. Those eyes.
Those... Okay.
The dresses.
I wonder what the budget was for this one. Because I think that one is probably the one that I think is most... impressed me with costuming is El extraño retorno de Diana Salazar.
Look at those dresses and the hair.
Yeah. I wonder how long it took them to like get into costume.
I bet hours. Hours. I think, because there was probably multiple layers of pieces. I mean, I can't help but think of like my quinceañera dress, and I wore like one of those bell-looking like wired skirts and stuff underneath the dress to make it all poofy. I'm sure she had crazy layers under that. Yeah,
and these were, I mean, like, because I think what they were going for is they wanted her to look like a Victorian painting. Because you even see the paintings behind her, because there's a painting of her in the novela. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if like you're familiar with the
I haven't seen this
one.
No.
Oh, you should go back and watch our episode on El extraño retorno de Diana Salazar.
Okay, yeah.
So essentially it takes place in two time periods. It's a Victorian era. It's in the 1600s. This woman gets burned at the stake for being a witch, and then she reincarnates in like the 70s, in like 1970s Mexico, because that's where you go when you get reincarnated.
Is she still in these outfits, or she's in
no, she's like a modern woman. Right,
she conforms,
regular modern woman, and then she just realizes that she has these like memories and powers. So she's like trying to piece together why she keeps having these like weird ass dreams. But the whole thing is that she is like a witch. She has powers. And so her eyes shift when she gets into like witch mode. Her eyes turn that yellow, that very bright yellow. And I remember when doing the research for that episode, I learned that they couldn't make what they wanted was so specific. They each of those contacts I think was worth $3,000. They had them specially made here in the United States. It was the only place they could get them made at that level of yellow.
Oh my god. This was in 1988. when the novela came out. What?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
For contacts. Oh my gosh.
Because they want, I mean, now they probably
budget.
just CGI it. They probably wouldn't even.
Oh, yeah, no. Yeah.
Yeah. This is
yeah,
before CGI.
Contacts are definitely not that expensive anymore.
No. Yeah, so her, and when Delia and I did the our little photo shoot for like our novela characters, Delia picked Maria del Barrio, and she had her cute little
crown.
Her little crown, and I did El extraño retorno de Diana Salazar, which was way harder to do than I'd anticipated.
Really?
Because I realized, like, one, I can't go the Victorian way because I don't have those outfits.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I cannot do that hair.
Oh, and the hair.
So because when I think of that novela, I think of the contacts. So then I was like, all right, I got these like yellow contacts, but they were not the same color. So I was just wearing like a regular shirt with like kind of off yellow brown eyes, and I couldn't see anything.
It's like her eyes are hazel.
Yeah, I know.
They're pretty.
Yeah, and it's just like me with like my hair like looking kind of witchy, but it's just me like ill-fitting contacts, and I couldn't even see anything. We were taking pictures because I couldn't wear them over my regular contacts.
Oh my gosh. You know what this reminds me of? A costume contest that I did in high school. Did you ever have any like Renaissance fairs?
Yes.
Yes. So I was taking French in 9th grade, and there was a Renaissance fair, and we got extra credit if we dressed up. So I convinced my mom to take me to this one costume rental house. And she was like, what? She's like, like, how much is it? And I was like, Mom, I'm like, but it's for class.
Oh my God, did she get you?
I convinced her to like rent this one dress.
Wow.
It was big, and it was heavy, and it was really hot, like the weather like it is right now. It was, I think in like August or September.
And this is in San Diego.
Yeah. And like I remember I walked after school, I was walking home and stuff, and stopped at a friend's house, and then our friend asked their mom if they could take me home, and I was like, no, like, don't bug your mom. And I'm in this like outfit, and I'd never met his mom, and she's like, yeah, sure. She was like super nice about it. I was like, hi, like doing a little like curtsy in my dress.
You were curtsying?
I couldn't help it. I was like nervous and embarrassed wearing this like super old Renaissance. Yeah, I committed. I stuck with it. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was so much fun. I love dressing up.
She's like, I don't know if I can take her home.
Yeah,
I don't have a time
fit.
machine.
The carriage is out.
Oh man. And then we have like just like some of the generals. Like,
can't forget the Rebelde crew.
Oh, yes, Rebelde. I put Rebelde as sort of the standard teenagers look because Rebelde was at the same time that we had like Clase 406, we had Amigas y Rivales,
yes.
Oh my God, Soñadora, like, and they all were like the same cast too.
Yeah.
So there was this just like time period when it was all just teenagers, like angsty teenagers.
Yeah. I think the only difference, for the majority, is like you see these in their uniform, and they're like, it's their school uniform meets, Britney Spears. Oops, I did it again. Hit me, baby, one more time. Yeah,
I mean, it was that time period. Yeah. So they're like uniform / I'm also a performer in a show.
Yes. This is my rock.
Yeah.
Performance.
Yeah.
Very different from Baila Conmigo.
Oh, yes.
Very different rock.
Very different. I mean, like, the guys have, like, their suit on, but their ties are all low.
Yeah.
So you know that they're not.
The bleached hair.
Bleached tips.
Yes.
Yes, the 90s bleached tips.
Yeah.
And we had, like, messy hair for the guys. And then the girls, I guess, were allowed to just, like, cut their shirts up to make them like crop tops.
Yeah, they just tied them up real high, real high, like right
yeah,
there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you know that like Maite Perroni, she had like the good girl character because her shirt reaches down to a natural level.
Yeah. We don't have to show that much skin.
Yeah, no, she's the good girl. Yeah. And again, their girls are also wearing ties, but they're like real low.
Mm-hmm. It's giving me a Avril Lavigne.
Yes, like if Britney Spears and Avril Lavigne
went to Mexico
and Hilary Duff.
Oh yeah,
lived in Mexico.
Yeah, I was astonished to hear about how you guys were talking about one of your previous episodes. How Hilary Duff like did a cameo thing. I was like,
she did.
What? She did.
She did.
I had to look it up and everything. I was like,
did you see the video? She I guess in the context of the novela, they were doing a show. Hilary Duff and RBD was doing a show at the same stage, and so they run into each other, and they're like, "Oh my God, Hilary Duff!" And she's like, "RBD, oh my gosh, I'm such a huge fan." It's so dumb. She doesn't know who they are. She has no idea. She didn't even Google them before her shot. Like, it's so bad. You should see it. You should definitely see it. Everyone go look up Hilary Duff and RBD.
Yeah, it's cute. It's super funny. And they both kind of look like they're all in the same look. It's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, like just give her a tie and a matching skirt and she'll be good to go.
Yes. And then also we have like all the little girl novelas, which I didn't realize until I started doing this research that I'm like, oh, again, all the little girls all are dressed in like Alice in Wonderland clothes.
Yes.
Like blue
absolutely.
dress, blue and white, like for sure blue and white, because we have like Luz Clarita and Gotita de Amor, which are more like I think early 2000s, late 90s. And then we have like the one that Lucero did when she was what was that one called?
I'm drawing a blank on it too. Yeah, I think it is
Chispita, right?
I think so.
And yeah, I mean Lucero, I mean that was what, like, it had to have been early 80s. Yeah. And she's wearing it's the same outfit. What is that? How do you call it when the outfits have that collar, like the Wednesday Addams collar?
Yes.
What is that called?
What is the poppy? I can't.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Yeah, it's. I have like a necklace that like you can throw on top of a blouse, and it gives you that illusion. I swear, yeah.
Yeah, it's like that collar, like
that like little round poppy collar and stuff.
Yeah, and like if we look at like Carrusel, I mean they're all in uniform, but it's like the same. It's still like light blue. They still have the little collar, so.
And the pigtails for the girls.
Yeah, pigtails or colitas.
And the bangs. Did you ever have bangs like that when you were a kid?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I love the little kid ones though. They're so much fun. Like the novelas. They're so they do keep them pretty like innocent. I like that they don't get too dark with them. Yeah. It's always like a nice little family fun.
Yeah, this one was a fun one. I do remember bits of that one.
Yeah, all the kids all getting into all these hijinks.
Yeah.
I've been needing to sneeze for like the past 5 minutes. And I've been trying not to. But I think I got it. I think I got it under control. I got it.
You got this.
Yeah, I got it.
You fooled me.
I got it.
You fooled me.
It's like, and now I'm just making weird faces.
Do you want me to fan you? Do you need a little fan?
Oh my gosh. It has nothing to do with the sneeze, but yes. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for joining me for this. I have had so much fun. Thank you for dressing up. I mean, this is your idea. You were like, are we going to dress up?
Yeah, I've got props. I got props.
Yeah, I was like, hell yeah. I was like, I didn't even think about that. So thank you for joining me. I hope you had a nice time.
I had an awesome time. Yeah, learned a lot about these novelas.
They're so fun. Do you have a way that do you want people to find you? Maybe you don't.
Sure, yeah.
How can people find you?
I'm on Twitter. I don't use it too much, but I'm trying to get back into it a bit. On tiny_filmmaker on Twitter, and on Instagram, I'm tiny_shenanigans. Yeah.
And do you have projects coming up that you want to let us know about?
Well, I actually have one that just wrapped. We just finished post on it. It's called Mal de Amores.
Oh.
And we're now entering the film festival circuit. It's a short film with the friend that we both know,
It's
Fiorella.
Fio's one.
Yeah,
Fio's one. I'm really excited to see this one.
Yeah, I'm super excited to put it out in the festival rotation. She's worked so hard on it, and I was very lucky to hop onto the project earlier this year, and it's so wild to see it just kind of going, and yeah, we'll be at a festival this month at Hola Mexico, and we're looking at potentially more in the year to come.
Okay, well, when we do have some release information, let me know. We can post it.
Yeah, and feel free to follow the short film as well, our journey on Instagram at Mal de Amores. All one word, Mal de Amores.
Are you allowed to say anything about like what it's about?
Yeah, so it's about this hopeless romantic. Her name is Natalie, and she's a hopeless romantic, and she just got out of this. She's kind of getting over this breakup. This girlfriend, she got fired from a job, and she's kind of hung up on her ex, and she goes to her friends, to her two best friends, to kind of, be coddled and is looking for support. But, they kind of put her in her place and tell her, you haven't really been there for us.
Oh.
And so it's kind of a reality check for our main character that, is neglecting other relationships that are just as important as romantic ones.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see it.
Looking forward to sharing it.
I mean, I was just really excited about it because, like, Fio is amazing, and so I'm like, okay, and like I know you're in it, and like Maddie was in it.
Maricela Mendez is a cinematographer. She's amazing.
Yeah, she's so good.
Yeah, she knows. Yeah.
So all good people. So I'm really excited, and I actually didn't know like the full. I didn't know the story. I was just like, I just know it looks. I mean, I saw some of the pictures, and it looks a lot of fun.
Yeah, so I love that it's focusing about these relationships, about these women. And how important it is to take care of your relationships with your friends.
Yes.
Yeah.
You gotta take care of your ride or dies, man.
That's right.
Or else it's gonna die. Thank you so much for joining us. And I'm Gloria, the actress, on Instagram. I don't have a Twitter because I ain't got time for that right now, but I will one day. But
Twitter's scary.
I know. I get scared too. And yeah, we have Nobody on the podcast on Instagram as well. So thank you so much for joining us. I had a really good time. Happy Halloween!
Happy Halloween! Yeah, don't forget to dress up.
Yes. Be safe, but have fun. Bye.
Bye.